There's so much conversation about women's basketball, the run you at South Carolina had to the national championship, a perfect season. Obviously, Caitlin Clark. And there was so much conversation on, should Caitlin be on the U.S. women's national team? You were part of the selection group. Give me your read on that now that we've got a little bit of time and we can get into some clear air to see what happened.
Right. When as a committee member, you're charged with putting together best team of players, the best talent. Caitlin is just a rookie in the WNBA. Wasn't playing bad, but wasn't playing like she's playing now. If we had to do it all over again, the way that she's playing, she would be in really high consideration of making the team because she is playing head and shoulders above a lot of people, shooting the ball extremely well. I mean, she is an elite passer. She's just got a great basketball IQ, and she's a little more seasoned in the pro game.
In a couple of months.
Yeah, in a couple of months than she was 2 months ago.
That's great perspective to add there.
That was Dawn Staley, legendary coach and Olympic gold medalist, finally admitting what we've all been thinking about Caitlin Clark. But hold up, if Clark is playing head and shoulders above a lot of people, why the hell wasn't she on the Olympic team in the first place? Well, folks, it's time to pull back the curtain on the real reason Caitlin Clark was left off Team USA, and it has nothing to do with her skills on the court. Don't believe me? Let's hear it straight from WNBA analyst Andrea Carter.
Arike's spot on. I truly think that there are always politics involved when you're putting together a team, whether that works in some players' favor or it works against some players. Sometimes it comes down to fit, whether that is based on your personality, whether that's based on if they think the coach is going to get along with you, whatever they're basing this on. Sometimes it doesn't come down to who are the best X's and O basketball players out there on the court. Team chemistry gets involved, so politics get involved. But we see this in every sport. I've talked to some of my friends in the NBA. I've talked to some of my friends in the NFL, and they talk about politics within their organization. There are politics in every...
There you have it, folks. Politics. Not talent, not skill, not even marketability, but straight up behind the scenes politics kept Caitlin Clark off Team USA. Let's be crystal clear here. Caitlin Clark was left off the Olympic team because she didn't fit into the old guard's idea of what a Team USA player should be. Maybe they thought she was too young, too flashy, or maybe they were just plain intimidated by her star power. Staley was part of the committee that left Clark off the Olympic roster. Now, with the Olympics in full swing, she's acknowledging Clark's exceptional performance in the WNBA. Well, Staley isn't just any basketball figure. She's a 3-time Olympic gold medalist as a player and led Team USA to gold as a coach in 2021. When Staley speaks, the basketball world listens. But while Staley, Cheryl Reeve, and Team USA were busy playing political games, Caitlin Clark was out there changing the entire landscape of women's basketball. And now, the WNBA is scrambling to catch up with a phenomenon they should have seen coming a mile away. Let's break down the Caitlin Clark effect. The Indiana Fever Clark's team have been involved in the 12 most watched games this season. That's not just a coincidence, it's a pattern. People are tuning in specifically to watch Clark play. The All-Star Game is another perfect example. This year's game, featuring Clark, drew 3.4 million viewers. To put that in perspective, it's a 300% increase from last year. That's not just growth, that's an explosion of interest. But it's not just about TV ratings. Clark is putting butts in seats too. The Fever are averaging nearly 17,000 fans per game. That's 4,200 more than the second place team. In fact, the Fever have had to move some games to larger venues just to meet the demand. Now you might be thinking, sure, but what does this mean for the WNBA as a whole? Well, let me tell you, it means a lot. These aren't just numbers on a page. They're translating into real financial impact for the WNBA. The league just signed a massive $2.2 billion broadcast deal over 11 years. That's $200 million per year. And there's potentially another $60 million per year on the table from a separate deal. To put it in perspective, the WNBA's previous deal was worth $25 million per year. We're talking about an 800% increase. That's game-changing money that can help grow the league, increase player salaries, and improve the overall product. WNBA Chief Growth Officer Coley Edison didn't mince words about Clark's impact.
Now, how has this experience been different from years prior?
In its third iteration, this is bigger and better than ever. I think in their first year we had 6 partners. The next year we had 13. We now have 24 partners who continue to show up and show out. These activations are just world class, and that means that the fans are getting a world class experience, and that's what we try to deliver here at the W.
She said, "I'm not going to deny the Caitlin Clark effect." Edison went on to say that Clark has been a catalyst in bringing in new fans, expanding the WNBA's audience. But it's not just about the money. Clark's impact goes beyond the bottom line. She's changing perceptions of women's basketball. People who might never have watched a WNBA game before are tuning in to see Clark play. She's making women's basketball must-see TV. And let's not forget about merchandise. Clark's jersey became the best-selling WNBA jersey of all time in just one day. That's not just breaking a record, that's obliterating it. So what does all this mean for the future? Clark is reshaping the landscape of women's basketball, both in the WNBA and potentially on the international stage. She's proving that women's basketball can draw big crowds, generate significant revenue, and capture the public's imagination. But here's the thing, folks. Despite having a generational talent like Caitlin Clark, the WNBA and the Indiana Fever are fumbling the ball so badly when it comes to marketing Caitlin Clark. Remember that all-star jersey fiasco? Selling out in 17 minutes isn't a win. It's a massive failure in planning and execution. It's like they didn't even know who Caitlin Clark was before draft day. And it doesn't stop there. The lack of Clark merchandise, the absence of nationwide marketing campaigns, the failure to capitalize on her massive social media following, it's a masterclass in how not to promote a superstar. In our next video, we're gonna break down this train wreck piece by piece. We'll show you exactly how the WNBA and the Fever are dropping the ball and what they should be doing instead. If you want to see our full breakdown of how the WNBA is mishandling the biggest thing to happen to women's basketball in years, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the full story in our next video.